I'm a woman of value. I'm a woman of substance. I will go and reach my world. I'm a woman. I'm a woman of value. I'm a woman of substance. I will go and reach my world. I've been chosen by the Lord to testify His goodness to the nations and all around me. Women for Christ, empowered to go. Women for Christ, let's all lift Him high.
Na wasmamo ene na Women's Ministries Department wo memeneda kwan fasa fumu to nsa fremu aba Women's Ministries Prayer and Fasting Conference I be 24th to 28th September 2025 at University of Ghana Legon campus eye dwumadi asunkunti sei na ya hyehyɛ no afa eye da wokua da yen nyina frimiamia hodo beba behyiam na ya bo akrokom pa ya honhom ahyemuma ya wada ne nso ye be hye Faith Women's Ministries Leadership Certification Graduation hufa efiada eye intratre ni odimampa ibo ye ginemu adia ma yenfie ye na safo ni ye mangana homeda ne nso osombe koso na nanimre no ye be wen abompa ye na ye wia ye ni Awurade atonsa adidi eye eda kwasiada ye de dwumadie no ebe wie ye no ye be yasumakunu ne ho som na wonfiri wonkono na wayema dwumadie wen nyina mu ye tia 250 Ghana cedis pe na kai hunu se Okasa 42 eye Dr. Mrs. Omumbonike Aviola Sosu, Women's Ministries Director, West Central Africa Division. Wana washa media kosonso ye Mrs. Vida Linda Jesse, Mrs. Christiana Ajenim Boating, any Dr. Matilda Obentre. Na kainu say enkosi 15 July 2025 na wakotia usika ewa conference a wumu Legon Frel Christo Chenwo Ubejesuana
Obaapa Obemu Obaapa Obemu Obaapa Every mama kwa baba Obaapa dwumadi so wo Hope Channel and Hope TV Ghana ene day mu ya be hia mu wo SDA College of Education ewa Asokore wo Eastern Region ye too far ye ne producer ene e cameraman nyina aba bedru ha ye do papa dwumadi no ebro ene day ye strong kokwan so kra esanse ye ba bedru edisia bia yi die ye kasa yi be dane kakra ye be ka twi kakra ne aka brofo eti se dane e ma ne ha Obaapa dwumadi na ya hye enhye ye foforo kra ye de bremo se ne be ya dane da nyina dwumadi ne be ye kama ya besue e wo mpanyimfo e wo SDA College of Education ha ye wo ye principal Professor Vincent Ajele Mensa on the principal of SDA College of Education ewo Asokore ye wo ye vice principal Miss Faustina Oben ye be hia ye nsofo panyini pastor one ne ho kani pastor and Mrs. Ernest Ofosu ye wo Mr. Samuel Owusu ena teachers fo nyina aba beka ye ho se ne be ye ndwumadie no ebe koto ote na ye fefefe mo me nka amen kese ma wo mo amen ye wo yen elder Ajenim Boating ewa hebi ene ya behia oba fefa obedi ani no akyerɛkyerɛ yɛn ama yɛnya yɔnkofa yɛbenya yɛne nipa ne nipa ntem obi wɔn ma wonim komodie wonim sɛnea ohia obi a obɛsere ahwɛ no na ɔmonya yɔnkofa sɛnea daakye bi no ohia mu obi obɛyɛ ene yɛbesia ne nyina wɔ ha. I'm here with Dr. Mrs. Stella Ajeni Mboaten, Oye Vice Chairman, Public Service Commission of Ghana. Osakwa sorry wo Tema Community 12 SDA Church. Mame mo akwa baba Obaapa dwumade iso.
Ye nua.
Na mpacho ho ye.
Nyame adom me ho ye na wo so.
Nyame adom boko. Me pacho mate se watro krata bi. Na mpacho krata ne de sen ena nsem ben ne wo krata ne mu.
All right, me that's it. So thank you very much, and first of all I want to say thank you to Prof and your team for inviting me here, and your Obaapa for calling me to be on this program. It's my first time of coming here. Maybe after the program I will send me a little tour of the campus so I can have a view of what it is. Again, before I make a book in this, okay. I just want to introduce my husband again.
Okay.
So I'm here with my husband.
Okay.
Elder Kweku Ejeni Mboaten. He's also an elder of the Tema Community 12 SDA Church.
Okay.
And he's the managing director of Flexi Space Air Conditioning Company based in Tema.
Okay.
So I'm sure that you will see him after the program, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right. So coming to the question about the book that I have written. So this is the book that I have written, and the title of the book is 100 Career Nuggets, Keeping It Punchy. So talking to you as students and to the rest of the audience, I just want to establish the fact that I have been working in the private and public space for the past close to 38, 39 years.
Okay.
When I finished my first degree. And to me, we are university. It's almost, it's about 39 years almost
okay.
now.
Okay, wow.
And right from there, I have been working in various sectors, both the private and public, and also a multinational.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to relate that to why I wrote the book. In the course of all my working experiences, I realized, as a human resource person, sometimes through interview process, and then the way people have been socialized when it comes to workplace activities.
Okay.
And yema bebre wo ho a etosin e wo sania ye train ye ma ene onge we adwuma mu ebe ma onge tumi aboaboa omo ho, as we say, prepare for the world of work. Enti emse mekanisa na book no ne ho asem eno no. Timpacho me the book ne e kire. Me am picture na edachi, and then the title is 100 Career Nuggets, Keeping It Punchy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Obaapa. Doka wiene die media na obi dum bia kosie fa. Me na me di dwumade mu chia me. Doc. And then yembra topic ne so. Yabehia mu wo hey. Yen topic no positive relationship and social connections, building a supportive network. Me pa cho say ye ka say positive networker. Ye pese a chere saying.
Okay. Enti say your school my men can say okay positive. The other side of positive is what?
Negative.
Okay. Enti what it means is say your relationships.
Okay.
Positive and I say ade papa edinsunsan papa na brain.
Okay.
And then we have negative relationships as well, which do not end us where we actually envisage to be.
Okay.
It's a positive relationship. Any the can say social connection, I see anything. And I said nipa a social being.
Okay.
That is what we will say. Na say ya wo be we ase a say the moment I be wo 200 pe. Now what start here a social being, because obi na wo woni sa nipa no o mame o papa bi a wo nuanom ne afoforo ebe relate. Wonyi a wo ko school woni nkrofo ebe relate. Wo benyi awie school wo be kwa akoye adwuma woni nkrofo ebenya connection.
Okay.
Obey a juma wie, one anasa wo juma mu, obe ware, oni wukun, wo yire wo ma, any abusia, ebenya connection. And then there are other social relationships, and as part of your career or your family. But to say, ekuo bi mutumi but to say ekuo na mo wo botai bi e wo manim na ne nyina no the positivity of it is the fact that you have a certain outcome wo hwehwe anate a certain purpose wo hwehwe na sania nyame ebo nipa no if you read Genesis 2:18
okay
God said after having created Adam, he said that it is not good for man to be alone.
Yeah.
Enti obebon is so so yes.
Okay.
Why did God do that? Because God himself believes in social connection. God believes in positive relationship.
Okay.
And that is why we have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. And nyame ebo Eve, Emma, Adam.
Yeah.
Emma mutnase for what? So they can socialize, they can be a companion to each other, they will fellowship, they will have a relationship.
Okay.
And nunti onipa a social being. We are relationship oriented. And I say enkitahudie ekaya brabo ho.
Okay.
And nunti no se wo hwehwe relationship a. Esa se kan wa brabo ho nti no. Na wo hwehwe de eye positive and I say be ma positive outcome and I be ma onsunsun asopa. Enye de a ede wo beko oseye mu ana bibia emwa wo ewo wa brabo mu.
Okay. Doc, better was say. Doc Mpacho, what qualities do you think are essential for building and maintaining strong positive relationship?
Qualities that are essential for building a positive relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. And say when you are going into any relationship, as I said from the beginning,
okay,
you must be purposeful.
Purposeful. Okay.
Purposeful. What is the reason? Why am I going into this relationship? For instance, there are certain relationships that you have no control over. You have to associate and relate with those people.
Okay.
One of them is your parents. Who need control over who becomes your parent.
Okay.
You have to relate with them. You don't have control over that.
Yeah.
You don't. Over school, you're part of the school, but you were purposeful in choosing to come to Asokwari SDA College of Education, for instance.
Okay.
You made a certain decision. And that is where I call the purpose. Koye ejuma, purpose nti apesa wo ye ejuma. Se wo worry a purpose ti apesa wo worry. Asori wo purpose nti a wo hu se yes wo besum nyame.
Okay.
Enu nti no ne nyina no wo benya purpose. And you have to be very intentional about the kind of friends, because friends is a social connection, a social relation, the kind of friends you have.
Okay.
And then na offer some crofo way and namfofo. Oba school a den butai na si wani sunti a oba school. Because obi so wa decide so oba school. A den and answer will choose this particular school. Professional woman a den na will choose that profession. And again, it's very important say we share relationship and social connection baby. A place where there is mutual respect.
Okay.
A place where you can learn from others. And a place that you can also make an impact on other people. You are looking at a connection or a social relationship. Because a lot of people get into networks and relationship. Oh, I belong to this network. I belong to this. I belong to a lot of networks.
Okay. But
in each of them, you shouldn't always be a receiver,
okay,
but you should also be a giver. And unti baby or what connection be or what social connection be or what network be or what. Ya no bisa who say who say nyankofo no woman no omo ye ne ne ma no bisa say e den ti na do ho kokan ho. But baby on so to me say adisuade wo hwe nipa na on ahia o ho na ntia so hu nkrofo a e wo mu. E den adisua na abetimi asua o mo ho. Because they say no social network very important.
Yeah.
Say obi ehia bibia obebisa o.
Yeah.
Oh, ebi a wonim bibi ye na waka so me hia obi a oye sei. Ebetumi aboa o. Ana se woto so hia bibi, obetumi aka so me kosa me social network wo mu a. Ana me de to so aminim say obi wo ho a onim sa de ehunim de. Obi wo ho a challenges a me kom no wakom da. There's somebody who can help me with some acquisition of knowledge. There's somebody who is going to help me, in determining something. A referral, even when it comes to jobs. unfortunately, sometimes, we make very, very wrong connotation and say that whom you know, and we place some negativity around it. Of course, the world is about whom you know.
About whom you know.
Yes.
Normally, in our society,
Yes.
when you want opportunity from someone, they will ask you, do you know someone?
I don't know what research you have done to come to that factual conclusion, unless it is not a factual conclusion.
Yeah.
Because but what people try to say about it is that Stephanie say my first time of coming to Asokori SD College of Education is today.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe but if somebody didn't know me, would the person, would I have been here?
No.
And nipa na ofre me, na say onim me. Onim me no, onim me akasa so ye be program say obetimi aba beboa. Yes. Right. And whom you know no enye always negative.
Okay.
Right. The positive side of it is that say if I'm employing Nebia, me skill. No, perhaps I don't have it in the circle that I know.
Okay.
And me just me here be a why say, me here be a or say, me here be a or say, me here be or say. In my social network, I can put it up there.
Okay.
And that's to say, maybe we are employing, let's say, a driver. Obi okita license say, obi a obet or baby say, obi obet mi abua say, obi bet mi abua mi ana. You will get a number of applications.
Okay.
So the whom you know is not about the negativity of it, but the fact of using your social network to build a relationship. Ebe to me abuao na se basa ye hwehwe obi na se wudin eba nipa no be to me what we call vouch for you.
Okay.
Be your sponsor and support the fact that obetumi aka say wo suban pa a obetumi aye bibi.
Okay. Doctor Dasibebre, Dr. Pacho, can technology play a biggest role in social network?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
How?
Okay. So technology, first of all, let's understand that we are not islands. And the world has become a global village. It shrunk to become a global village.
Okay.
Technology, in fact, you see technology.
No correct.
And yet technology and just a media
no correct. No correct.
Technology and social network. All of you don't have to be at the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
The limitations and the boundaries of geography have been broken.
Yeah.
To the extent say Ghana fanan nyina omu ni edem ha enkwafo tie wiase afanan nyina omu ni dem ha. Why is it so? It is as a result of technology. Today most social relationships are built not only on in-person kind of meeting or in-person association. You may have somebody that is in your social network that you may never have met physically before, but because of technology you are able to relate, you are able to learn, you are able to do everything. And because of that, so more flexibility about some of the things that we do.
Okay.
Meetings, meeting, social Zoom meetings, WhatsApp, video calls, all kinds of technologies that you will use to make meetings. I'm on a particular board here. We have been on it for a while. We haven't done physical, board meeting before. It has always been use of technology because Obia were different parts of the world. And the social network, technology, abwa amasese kra aye emuatre amaye. But ka technology so no na ehun nsem kakra. Obi wo ho a o social network bi so. Technology ye WhatsApp ni ade on contribute to the network, on contributed in terms of addition anase bibia. And when you do that, it is very easy for you to fizzle out. It's very easy for you to be a forgotten part of the team.
Yeah.
But technology, you need to understand it, you need to use it, and you need to use it for your good. Say, mabun bebre, use technology, niyama, fatanense.
No correct.
Nansu no, non chese technology yet. Be sure samuti addition, time, you must go to a physical library. before you can get a physical book and read to write your exam. And next out here now phone I'm sure say you make na adesua so pese usua ade e koso America sa America obetimi asua Iceland obetimi asua Nigeria obesua. It's all as a result of technology. And whilst you are learning, you build your friendships across the borders of your country.
Okay.
And through technology you are also able to do that.
Okay. Yes, yeah, positive relationship and social connections. Building supportive network. Kwen befa so a ye nkita hudie ni afoforo ntem no ebe gina ye wo okwan paso ye mam na kansem bebre say ye be use ye technology ne bi se phones, laptops ene nema bebre keka ka ho no ushi obi o social media ne so na eye okwan paso a ene ni ndi nkomopa se ne ebe ya dachi bi no uhia bibi woni pa ne nchen a obetimi enya mommy me pacho da niema ye esua hu asem yi ye wo barriers bi wo ho.
So social connections barriers are ewo ho. Barriers de ewo bibia ho. But the point is that those barriers are surmountable.
Okay.
But mayenka barriers ni bi. For instance, if you are in a group or you are, you have a social network where there is no mutual respect, right?
Mommy Pasho, mutual respect no. Penyin bi wo hono ma o se on pese obe relate ewo enkra so on enkra benya any relationship because any youth na aba no o ma ne small chance bia na opese ogina wayon kofa na ne wo so e de kaseti a ntia no ehonom no den na abeka afa ho.
Okay. Eno de eyade ba ko a ha adwen.
Okay.
Ti de beka ka ho ne say as the young people, no, you cannot break, social boundaries.
Okay.
As a result of a relationship. It happens a lot. Sometimes, sorry, ebi a oni nipa ne kwa sorry, mu nyina mu wo kuo bi mu ni nyina social relationships and I say, relationship. Na mu nyina mu wo group no mu nti no, obi wo ho afa bedu baby no, sania oni panyin ebe kasa, oni panyin be because of say Oni penini nyina the same group mu.
Okay.
Ejuma mu sometimes it happens, right? But the point is that whatever it is, you penyin so you don't lord it over the young people. Okay. Relationship the positive part of it say ye nyinara ye de respect ebema ye ho penyin bebu abofra bebu penyin. And that is the mutual respect I'm talking about. That if there is no mutual respect, it will derail the success of that relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Issues like people need to be ready to support others in the relationship because obia will challenge, but my challenge may not be your challenge. The obetimi di aboa me ebi anya me nsumi ntumi mfa mboa, but obi betimi di aboa. And until I say it to me so that those barriers not are broken. Sometimes people are judgmental. One of the reasons why social groups sometimes don't really become successful, and it's that people are judgmental. Obi ohun na wajudge Wakaso we kra or kanwe or to say and that's what to say. Sometimes the barrier is as a result of our cultural stereotyping. Culturally, no, ya wanyama bebrea ya na ebaya dream and I say ya we have been socialized to think in a certain way sometimes. And unless you are able to break those social boundaries, won't to me a problem amount when you get into a relationship. Because for instance, sometimes our culture will tell us that men must always be leaders.
Yeah.
Women must always be, relegated to the background. And imagine say a social group, now obia, let's say so mabia or drinks in that social group say oba be leader, a problem amano. It will be a barrier for him.
Okay.
Unya oba so no so drinks say media me your bantino tembia or semi nature or wa dream bin pa e was so to me at the boa group ne menya. There be media me your buy ni kind. And so all those cultural stereotyping and so to me barriers Emma relationship and not positive relationship. Okay. Ebinu mo honso so or group mu on kasa on share any opinion obia nim de oye wo. When you do that you create a boundary because your opinion is not known, you don't speak up on issues. Obi so a person no kwa ne de na obia efa. When you are in a social relationship, now you say you are a manipulator, you are somebody who intimidates other people and then create fear and panic in the group. It will be a barrier for the success of that kind of group.
Okay. Mommy Pacho, they try to okra no. Yemfambra, we being young teachers no. Eto de bi e ka se emma wa akwanya e wo social connections on oba de baby obetime wura o kan stereotyping ho asem. Saa adwen no yese ye de saa adwen ni hye tirim se emma wa akwanya se bi baby ematimi wura be ma de ontimi nya saa de no. Ayese obi pe bibia free be ma ho. Be ma pe bibia obaka se da bi mi na me kwan hwe a onfa ma me ba me ma oba bi kwa o de be ma no. Ayese nya saa adwen no.
Internet sir. So what bet me as kakra. A day na ofil say Emma oba ekwa obenya.
Oh, ye ka say Emma ye wakasade ye wa krokro ni ye bi ye ko nipa ne nchen a se ne be ka no be ma yen abra e bi o onwini hu mienu mpo.
Fine. Enti no say wa say wan kasa wa answer. The way women have been created.
Okay.
Ye wo one ye ni nipa entemo nkita hudie. Are more flexible.
Okay.
Women are more emotionally connected to people.
Okay.
Wo say oba ene wo say fa ne say wo ha na wo problem a obeba ebi a wo sukura wan hwe ase ne a obekrokro o ne obekasa na ama wanya reshem bi say nipa no epe wasem anase opese oboa. So when you do that, now the next time you need some help from this person, the likelihood that the person is going to support you is very high.
Yeah.
Emma, wo hu sane ye maame no mutie. Wo ya die papa obebo wa abaso. Wo ya die nya obetia o. But all ye ni nyina no or ye in love. Okay. I'm not saying that men don't love, but women have that special intuition.
Okay.
Ena ye sane ye kasa. But you see, the reason I asked you, say, Hussein, is because normally when people talk about that, they have a certain motive outside of the good side of it. Right? Omojun say, ebinimu motive na dream say, oba ebekwa konya bro because or akoye what I call the inappropriate behavior or some kind of unorthodox methods to be. And when ti oba no ko ene de wanya, I didn't dream the whole team so oba ene de okoye wanya. But instead so obviously say okoye obi okoka sen or kasa ye and I say respect ben or demand nipa no. Yes. But most of the time no yeah na yes say oba in fact to the extent that sometimes obanya position cry at very high places people have all kinds of connotations.
Yeah.
Or say. And some of the young girls that are coming up, and it's part of what you will find a lot of these things in the book. Some of the young girls that are coming up, when they get to the place of work, they think that top women have used unorthodox methods to get to where they are.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. And therefore they start behaving or misbehaving. And in very unethical ways, very damaging, image damaging ways. And Timuya sa afe ubedu baby no one who say when you go asie enaba. No one who say and yes obeye sa se oba and bibia. I believe that women are as capable as men.
Okay.
Women have everything. We have the talent, we have the knowledge, we have the intellect, we have everything that men have. Okay. We are all, working towards the same goal.
Okay.
And my muya who abonfia na ye nyusu yan only for ade we di ayeden ye kwe ye nya enti yempi oba no no nkoje ade enti na be ma kwe wonya na oba no kwe obenya. The positive side of it is what we should express and not the negative part of it.
Okay. Dr. Stella, thank you very much. Obaapa. Obemu Obaapa. Afeyeje asembisa biara.
Ti ba sho eni so ade no ben pa e na mo wo e fa chakoya mo ye ho.
Medase. Traders ye botaye eni so ade hunu pa ne se. Ni edi kan ye beboa akwanhwefo anase women ministries.
Okay.
Anase akwanhwefo emma. Botaye pa no anase oman Ghana emma titiru. The NTM make no say say ye hwe efie ntotoye ene fie niam bebre wo ho a eye emma ne dum akotene be makra da hotima oba na makofa nsuo anasa eduro di abade di kan akra yare a oba enti se ma no enya musuahunu enya mu ntiase enya mu chefa wo mo ene so ba fa so di ama wo mo pa e wo ma de yom enti traders charcoal powder anasa traders ye botaye ne say ye ne oman Ghana mmaa anaasɛ asafo yi mu mmaa ebenya mu kyɛfa paa.
Pacho me di Mavis, me odio du ho. Masɛm bisa ne sɛ dog kasa no ka sɛ obia wɔ purpose a ɔpɛ oye biribi. Na at times na ya yɛ nkwala no purpose nti a ɔpɛ sɛ oye biribi no. Na awofo no pɛ sɛ ɔmo mo purpose na yɛ. Ɛba no sɛ abɛyɛ den na wa achieve wo purpose no.
Me Pacho from me also patience me o CY ho. Madam Okasa na me throw question bi to one and person bisa. Me person bisa say how can I recognize and manage my own emotions to build stronger relationship? And also, how can I build positive relationship with my colleagues and supervisors at work?
Thank you very much. Within the Obaapa Ferrick from Stokes Hall, the question that I have to ask is that there are certain instances where you want to establish a relationship with someone, but the first impression that the person will have of you is that you are someone who is doing this, who is doing that, but that person doesn't know the real you. So what am I supposed to do so that I will establish that good relationship that I want to have with that other person? The second one is, let's say you want to have a relationship or a cordial relationship with someone who is in a higher authority, like Madam here. But me being a student, I don't know the right method or how I can approach that person. So my question is, how can I approach someone who is in a higher authority to establish that relationship with that person? Thank you.
Dog Pacho, Mavis bisa say, okay, purpose one sem. Say, I told the boy my men phone take a decision, Emma and Crano. Or no person oba teacher training, a degree. But my Mrs. Chinchina connection, the quay diploma near de. Saying never for say back on one.
Okay. Enti to say no say some can relationship on one sem.
No clear.
And nunti the di kind say I will for ena emofranso. Say you will fear anasi ye ne ya wo for e wo ho ana ye ne ye ma wo ho a. E wo say to me build a very good relationship. Relationship a oba ebetumi ne wadi nkomo. Wo betumi ne obedi nkomo. Na wotumi ehu eniema ekoso abofra no na brabo mu wo betumi ehu na dwen e wo niema bi ho nia emofra ebedwen sometimes no te say nia all kan no parents ye na parents kan no ekwan bebre so no ya na enye decision but the parent who take a decision make sure that your child is involved in that decision I will take because abofra no abrabo but the parents tell you say obema guide actually say bia the enti ameka say koha ana ebia enye ha ebia say me feel say when wo wi say we say ebeboa wo say na emomu no because abofra no na the middle of it no ma ono so enya say and then I can say you cannot if you want to build a social relationship and not say any kind of relationship ba akopia sem and ye dey adwuma yemfa the other party ni dey anya adwuma a be breaking relationship no and no but more so understand say parents e can be bia most of the time say make ya footwo and na woni ni nyina discuss it because edu baby a wo ye nipa there's something I like and if you get this book there's something I call the personal SWOT. SWOT analysis one kasa. Obeyama oho. Wo nipa no nim what your strengths are. Wo nim ade a wo ye ade wom. Wo nim baby a on shada enya ade. And e wo se wo hu say opportunities ben and e wo area na wo pese wo ye adwuma na se wo pese wo school wo mu no. Na dia so na ebetumi aba se wo ya ebetumi threaten your progress in that area. And kola bebre wa obisa won kra omunim ne onwope in fact me nim nkofo atumi akwa akodu university and anya nwanwa obewe university ko beka tell say on sede nim the opeso ye yes abofra bi oho a every year obisa na obe change professional ope in fact me nim nkwala just say even at a go right now obisa na say what do you want to do obeka 4 different professions actually and no say wo ye panya na your parent ade ya ye tie ne say wo study wo ba no wo hu ni area of strength na wone no e di ho nkomo sometimes we introduce ne man crofo a omo wo sa area ni mu se ne be akola ne betimi building his strength no and na so weaknesses o baby abeboa no na wa support na masa weaknesses na decision na mo be take no aye de abeboa abofra no eno nti no na fe eni se experience ye di mean any profession parents ni bi wo ho a wo ka ho na wo kwakosua we wo koye me person be ka profession bia na wo kwakoye we akatua yesen ana se wo koye we adan na abenya wo nkrofo koye sei ni sei no da bi obia ne de obetumi aye de ope enne obi wo ho asa ne ba eco school na se wo anye particular subjects bia na fo so de ba no onim nyansa onim ade da bi but enko obia ne de obetumi aye nti parents ye de no ba mofra no nso so no se wo parent ne wo ka menya wo ho se unim because abofra de obia ye bi da ba panyi de wunya bi da enti ne ye hu se ne aye ka no na ye ne ye parents ne enya the right relationship na ye nkyere won ma da me person ka me ye we de enti am person me ye we ni sei enkwala bebre ho nga choose certain schools nga choose certain professions not because they are great at it, not because they love it, but because their friends are there.
Yeah.
And to say, "Well, now for phone, now mommy and now papa say, well, now for phone, now person will yes say, person will yes say, yeah, you're done for beer. Neighbor person or call particular university be. Now no so person or call baby for because not feel say baby or person or call no benya more opportunities. Akolani suye. Omo de ne buy where ye ne kasai. All we realized was that because ne na for phone you know call that particular university. Of course on nko akọ that is how you build relationships. No, yentumi ensua. But my main can be ketua bi nka ho bi say parents no edu baby nso a na ye say we want our children to be our substitutes. Ebi ananka wo pese wo ye teacher went to me anye because of bibi nti. Enti ba o me so ba nenye. Ebi ana wo pese wo ye lawyer went to me anye. Enti no ba no so betumi so ntumi e was so ye. Oh yes sir, you are trying to clone the child. You are trying to let the child be your substitute. Say enya dia abofra ne pe a men force no. But enene ntina say na mo friends mo say every parent has the love for you. One wo kan e your dog enti na one wo kan.
Okay.
Na yenti ase
okay. Dog bacho answer we ma me tell. Patience bisa say kwan be ne be fa so a ye ne ye nuanom ne ye namfofo ne ye colleagues no. Ye yonkofa no e be kama.
Okay. Yes, there's something we call say everybody wants to relate to a genuine person. Sometimes only nipa no ehia na wo pese one ne ya adamfo a obi anadwen mu do bia no obe study u kakra answer because obi no mo ye especially well enkwafo bebre wo wi ase school for ka won panyi bi po ka won they are pretentious. They are not who they make you think they are. Enti no wan hwe yi a na niema bebre suban bi ne niema bi anipa timi die siesie enti no e wo se wotumi ehu de wo so that's why I talked about the purpose enti na wo se me ne enkofo bi eye namfofo e wo so bia ye wadamfo but se bia wo ne no be wo connection bia wo kan wasum asem e kire ne niema even as students study group no bia na ne no e wo study group is that the case obia na ne no wo study group
that be
ada na wo choose obi a person in the study group ni ade obi o ha onim say oba study group ra ensem ho nko agro nko onfa bibia ma onsua oba na mu nyina mu sua no waka joke bi na masem behwa no say matena ho amade ache wansua hwe. But you know those who are serious. And so you want to go into the study group with those who are serious. And so you need to know your purpose and you need to be able to identify the right people who will connect with you. You know, on that purpose.
Okay. Doc, yeah, that's baby. Frederick, question a chat to me. Or say, omo kita high positions no. A coin be never for so a bit to me. A rich woman no manyan kita hudi.
Okay, so my main started from my mofrano. I think said that I talked about mutual respect. Ebu Emma Obia say a penny, so you would tip and so you abofra. Okay, very important. Penny and Chenya. I think that. The good thing about culture, and so they say, yenim sania, yenim penny kasa, right? On to me and penny on a beer, would you hey Charlie, you know, on to me and starting kasasa. Would the ebuobi ebemano, a beer one here because, for instance, I mentor a lot of people, and most of the time, you know, people you mentor, omiyamofra. But ebia oba ka cho so me wo gap wo ha me hia say wo be mentor me in this and this or that. Sometimes we be send the questions, but abofra bi wo ho a wo be sakra no na ne bo afu. And I feel say inti no what they respect any humility ekọ panyin bia ho ene ne kasa most of the time panyin no ebe ma wanu ye. But you see ya na enipa so ye busy kakra enti se bia one ne kan no kasa o frame me later na bia wo frame no once twice na se wan fa eno nkyere se on person ne wo ye enya relationship. Right. Me for instance, normally I'll tell you say me number ma na bia o say ye say o ya bofra so ye pen. I will just say for the first time no send me WhatsApp. Now we dini baby I share so that I can save your number properly. Na say wo frame so na say wo nyame ana manfa send me a message. Because me will meet him when I will frame me 10 times. I won't be able to call me to me respond 10 times. In fact, me to me respond even once. It's what will happen. Oh, it be a friend on fa. But I will send a message. Now me meeting anymore. Me will say as soon as see send a message we obe reply. Say even call no cry be a bit me a friend later. And penny for no so no. Yeah nyankopon adom na say wo position a. Position is not possession. Position enye wo dia. Enunti no ema position no em blind o say enunti wo ne mofra enye wonfa respect ma you know mofra na wono mo nya namfofo ye mpanyimfo a eti wo bebre ye ne mofra bebre ye namfofo. But e was mutie say panyin no o bibia o de kirew. Me mete o me try say there's something I do with my networking. I network upwards. Seb onga ye ewo nimdie mpanyidie esen me no be networking. I network with my colleagues. Onga me no mo ye pesa ye age, say ye juma, say ye position, say ya so you network with them. And I network downwards. More fright by the time maybe depending on I'm not seeing the but most times you go to places, the confidence they have to even walk to you and ask you. It's beautiful. I'm not saying it, but maybe we will say it. And I'll connect with you. I connect with my children's friends. Why? Because one day when I am not here, meant now position is so forever. Because these young ones will be in the positions that you are now. And if you are talking about social connection, that is when you need any help, they will be in a position to help you. And in Penyinfo, so we should learn to accommodate the young ones because a young children and I will say to me do without letting them feel nervous or less important or anything like that.
Obaapa. I said,
please, I'm Eunice Edru from SDA Senior High and from Jinyame House. My question is, how can you build a relationship with a person who does not open up to you, as in the person is introvert?
Okay, so thank you very much. My name is Deborah Ofosohene from SDA Senior High School, Jinyame House. And my question is, if you are someone who have this kind of unexplained mood swings, which in turn affect how you relate with other people, how would you manage those mood swings? Yes.
I'm Kodom Emmanuel, a level 100 student and a GBL holder. I want to ask, how do you encourage us to share our secret? Because I think if you want to move in life, a secret must be a secret. And I won't encourage anyone to share a secret with a friend. So, how do you encourage me to share my secret to a friend?
Obaapa. Don Pachabaku Bisase. Ye nipe, ye woma, omuye di woho, on pekasa, okasa no kra won fi ni ade. Introvert from sa microphone, kwan ben e befa so eno benya nkita hudie.
Say obia oye introvert no. E o say ohun say introvert kra wa yam kofo.
No cre.
Enti no ye ntumi nka se obi mpe nipa to the extent to say o person nko a na tina wiase. Enye possible. Enti obi ye introvert but ope ayonkofo. But introverts usually it takes them a long time answer na wa build the trust. What na when ya gidie wo mu say wo ye nipa papa me kan isa you know, you are trustworthy. Ansana onewo wa open up enewo aya yonko. Sanko for no mo fa yonko a omo de omo nyina hyenimu. Entini they don't take too many friends. It doesn't mean say introverts empenyanko. But let me also say we you obi susu a ten bia wo mpe nipa, wo mpe obia wo feel say wo nko a. Honestly, when you become lonely to a certain point, you can even have mental health issues.
Okay.
You will be stressed. Stress is one of the products of being just lonely.
Okay.
Depression to me setting. Unkwa wana usu unhu de ye and ten bia na unkwa depression to me setting and anxieties. People get into anxious moments. And so obia to me nko munche because omo mpa yonkosem omo peso bia o munche. And then no a bit to me are affected your life, your lifespan, it may affect your health. And we begin to nipa, like I said, even God saw the need for man not to be alone, for somebody to nyame ebo Eve, Emma, Adam. And nipa be here or be around you. But introverts like to trust people. Before extroverts will go and then, you know, be around or you be free near dear. Sometimes they don't even check or be free. But introverts are very deep thinkers. I'll bet you once and only why I done for.
Okay. Dog Bacho, mood swing no so. So be a mood swing, a quine ben or befaswa, or benia ayonko form 1 in 10. Aye, Enna about the secrets in so a she in trimono. Quine ben a befaswa beshe.
Okay. So the mood swings, you know, I think that what we say is that the you know, acceptance of your problem is even half the problem solved. Obi or mood swings. Or catch on the grandpa on he doesn't accept it. Or yes, I didn't your problem. But when you have such problem, one, don't be in a denial state. Men can't say any no correct. Okay. Seek help. Right? Obet me I can watch so much penny bill says sana I am a problem. Nipa or your experience, bet me I help. Oh. Sometimes we have professionals, we have psychologists. The fact that you go and see a psychologist, no sebe, wo I dream how. And I said, but baby, emotions. So emotions are not writer. I bet me my mental issues. So emotions are not writer. Tebia ububefu unenkrofu kuntokwa oya niemebia emfata. Nina depression can set in, and sometimes when people get into a certain state of depression, then they have suicidal tendencies. Or when they get into those moods. So please seek help when you have actually identified and accepted the fact that your moods swing as quickly as you know they shouldn't. So I know na mekana secret in it. Yes, the communication is very important. But you know that communication is not only verbal. We have all forms of communication, the non-verbal, your body language, and everything else. The first that we want Adam for no doesn't mean say secret be any says Adam for ote. One of the principles I have shared in this book about communication, I have a lot on communication in here, and I said that communication needs to be delivered, or in fact information needs to be delivered on need to know basis. Okay. Obiane and come also on need and come on no mommy bedino and now papa bedino ebi anya sa na woni wonu anu bedi ebi anya sa come na woni wonam fofo bedi anya sa come na bia ne teachers and ne supervisors bedi anya sa come na akọ adwuma mu a oni wo colleagues wo adwuma mu ebedi adentia obiane de ehia sa obeka kire no enti wo feels the moment you tell somebody woman information it's no more a secret. Okay, I catch anywhere and a secret. Or not so be catch obi. And so long as you establish the principle of need to know basis. Why and what say me ote? Okay. Why na wasa me ni dim komo ho? Okay. Enyo bia na ye kan ya asem kire no. Okay.
Doc, ye beda asibebre. Doc, e wo sima ba akomo no. Ye wie afutuo ben e na wo de mayen.
Mafutuo eni say. Ya kan positive relationship ho asem. You can social connection who are some you can networking. So we nipa na te ho. Na wo ni any connection, wo ni network. Na wo ne nkofo eni nkita ho a, wo anhwe a, wo build the problem, emotional instability. Wo build the problem ama ho. Wo be feel say me de mempe me ho asem. Me de mempe nipa. But wo be ha wo ho. E na me pacho ya ba school. Mofra ena ete ha meka mofra bi amonyi but monyi nkyɛn mpanyimfo a yɛte ya nti moyɛ mofra mofra mo ba school sa mo besua ade mo build relationships a ebema mo de sua no akoso enye relationships amorous relationships ene na we ni we hye kona ha na mo ye say ene na we ni we afa ha wo be hu betumi akọ dormitory bi a girls a ho no half of them omni ho nkasa adenti because some boy be in one dormitory somewhere enti no wakeka mu nyina muti abom na mo ne mo ho nkasa wo be school afa wo nsua de na dan ne wo ne enema ɛho ni mfaso sa wo pese wo build the right social relationship na nyame boa wo na wo career etumi drum pempenso a wa wo ti wa be wo se nyame ansa wo mu build it from now.
Okay.
So spend your time with school. Near me who here. After time I be do the world of work, No one who say, "Sana unto me po enter." Ukomunsua na fe unto me and will carry an to me because your reputation is important. Let me say it. Your reputation is important. The way you build yourself, your brand, your ethics, and near my that chibi and now before so you're a student. This is the time of social media. The obey bia was social media. Nia obey you who your own near maybe. I near my home here no. One day I would also say would do position be ne bia I was say a cautious show with chika krebi or social media chibika krebi on same bia okay chika krebi near can say this person does she have the right attitude, the right morals, the right inclinations for this kind of position that is being given to the person. Then somebody will say no. Or what school no way. No, yes say, or ni moral, or ni attitude, you're bad, or more on yes say. Ube say a deeper pay na, but meanwhile you may have a first class certificate. Your certificate does not matter. If it's only your certificate, that knowledge without the right attitude will not get you anywhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Obaapa. Doctor, you better was say, what my mu, our positive relationship and social connections. Building supportive network. Nyankopon shall be brave. Dr. A Vice Chairman, Public Service Commission of Ghana. Osa kwa sorry Otema Community 12 SDA Church. Dr. Nyankopon shall be brave. Ya better yempanyufo nyina asese wo boa yen ema yetimi di yenjumade eba college mu ha. Ya wo yen principal, ya vice principal, ene yen pastor na yiro Nyankopon shall moda. Ye wonye teachers fo nyina omochra de wo school pon kesie we mu Nyankopon nsure omoda e school fo so a ya behie mu Nyankopon nsure yenda ene yen so a yetifia ye hwe yenjumadi Nyankopon nsure bebre seda ne da nyina wonya adage na wo hwe yenjumadi aha ene edi yenjumadi nyina ebesi dasene ye besen hia media ne obidum bie akosie fa Obaapa Obemu Obaapa. Madam Ase.
Fredas chakopada nunumbi. Fredas chakopada nunumbi. Ebesa oyade. Fredas. Ebemu wanyapumu. Fredas. Ebesa oyade. Fredas bemu wanyapumu.
Eje usume sawu kokroma yato traders shako powder. Bidi adro ni bibra me wine. Edro we eye pa. Sawa de bibi a wudro wo mu no. Wonnom traders shako powder. Amuno mu wa na yi sunsu ansobo ne na firi so. Ana obi num bibi a ye wudro na wonya bi de manwa. Edwo ano e ma nipa ne nya ahoto.
Oba wa kan okre pa. Wa chete traders shako powder. Wonunum biampa. Eye no kre tiefo so bi num bibi a ye wudro. Ana wodi aduane bi a wudro mu na e de ha bre nipadua no a. Traders shako powder bidi adro yi. Ene be twitwaje no. Onom traders shako powder no a e be ma ne ho ato no fom. Sa wote so obi anu ano ne bi a wudro mu na e hadi padua no a. Yo be ya ne se. Wo be sa traders shako powder. Atre ba ko de agu so grass mu. Wo de atre num na de ma no ma. E be me na dana ne ho ato no. Traders shako powder e be ko akoye yefunu mu adwuma. Ama biribi a ye wudro ana e ha yefunu no afiri ho kora. Etimi nua hwehwe bi akira kwai ne be boa. Se wo pe bi ato a ko aso kora mampon. Pentecost aso da no ho ana White House. Da kai hu se dure nya mapemfo. Abata wo ma nofo ana kwada woni mfie dumienu.
Sa dure sa wonum ne don hwe aduane na ye chi na o ha ne da so ho ne ma ko hu doctor.
So person ofra 0243 943 413 ana 0260898914.
FDA ahwehwe sa adwadie nkratoa yi mu age atomo se eye.
Traders chako ebe yi ni nyina afiri mu
Ebesa oyari, trader bemo ne pundin opabi.
Yes, I'm ready, ready. Yeah, me who dear me yo. Yeah, me who dear me card of when I saw me boy. Saw me boy. Me don't focus, yeah, me mawa. Nasa me ready, ready. Yeah, do me dear me who dear me yo. Me who dear me card of when I saw me boy. Me don't focus, me mawa. Yeah, when you to me was up watching what's not sitting. Or when an evening that she
am po.
Or any bankum ni nifa. No, who said Radin and wedding ye.
Cron cron.
So a trainee jumbi say. Me ready, ready, ya. Me who dear menya.
No crack.
Me who dear menka. Se me video. Se me mini form. Se me tia mo sense mini asa. Ye me ya say. Me de masida nyina be adwomoto. Matwa mama sa nyina te. Enti me so se me ready, ready, ya. Bye, me dear me who dear menyo. Me card of when I saw me boy. Me don't focus, me mo, yes, mo. Mo, onyami mo, ne wa ye.